What is up, YouTube? Getting shredded. So this is my morning cardio. It's a hell of an intro for today's full day of eating. I got a photo shoot coming up for Gymshark, so I'm trying to lock in and get shredded. Haven't done this in a while, and I can't lie, having a goal to work towards and trying to diet is so much easier than just being like, oh, I just want to be in shape to feel good. So I empathize with everybody who struggles to diet, because it's a lot harder when you don't have an Olympia coming on you. It's easy to lock in when you have such a big goal. So with that being said, I'm using this photo shoot as an excuse to get in shape. So I'm going to be bringing you guys through a full day of eating of what I've been doing for like a couple of weeks leading into this photo shoot, just to like drop off a little inflammation water, look a little bit leaner because I might have to take my shirt off in it. So I'm going to run through everything I've been eating and what I'll be eating today, and you guys will see my current nutrition to get shredded. All right, so breakfast, I've been having a smoothie every morning, keeping it super simple. I was trying to not have eggs for a while, because I was just cutting it out to see if it may help my stomach feel a little bit better. And what the hell else do you eat for breakfast if not eggs? So I have a smoothie with a little bit of fat, a banana, not a whole lot of carbs in it, but I feel like blending out ice and fruit and stuff makes a huge smoothie, and it fills up your stomach. So if you're hungry in the morning, it's a good way to get in a good amount of calories, high protein, and actually fill yourself up. Full transparency, I would never normally weigh a banana, but if I'm trying to calculate what I'm eating today, I'll try and be a little more precise for you guys. These are big bananas, so I'm going to try and guess what I would normally have. 110 grams. Peanut butter's a cheat code for taste. I would say normally, if you're really serious about cutting and you have questions about anything, just weigh everything and track everything. I don't, because I know my body so well and I eat pretty much the same thing literally every day. So I'm not worried about it. I know if I could just have a half banana and no peanut butter anymore, I'll lose a little bit of weight. So that's why I don't always track. If you do this for 15 years, maybe you can not track too. Do as I say, not as I do, I think is the term for this. Out of creatine again. I feel like I had a traumatizing moment last time I ran out of creatine. But I put a little bit of cookies and cream and a little bit of chocolate protein into it. 3.7 grams of creatine, that's no bueno, that's no gains in that. I've also been putting chocolate replenish, partly because it tastes absolutely incredible, and with peanut butter, chocolate protein, and chocolate replenish, it's quite chocolatey, but also it's been hot again in Florida, so getting some electrolytes in before I go train. Yeah, I'm honestly a huge believer that once you get a certain level of knowledge, everything becomes about like your mind, essentially. Like, people know to eat less, to eat whole foods, to not eat fast food. People know to train hard, to do cardio. People know a lot of things they think they don't, but mentally they just don't set themselves up to success, which is honestly a huge part of why I was excited to start standard training and coaching, because most people, it's not discipline or knowledge they lack, it's accountability, it's a system, it's structure to allow them to succeed. So when I'm talking about dieting, one thing is your why. Why are you dieting? If you're like, oh, I want to be in better shape. Well, no, you don't actually care. You would rather eat shitty food and not train and be lazy, because then you would be doing it already. You need to actually like find a why inside you that's important enough. Like me, I was like, I want to be leaner a while ago, and I was like, no, actually, I just want to have snacks because Bradley has 6 snacks in here and I just want to eat that. But then when the photo shoot came up, I was like, now I want to be lean because I have a photo shoot and that's important for me because this is a really big, important campaign. And then I have a bigger why, so I just do it. So being able to find a why and to be able to like put your mind into a place to actually do something is super important. And then on top of that, obviously, the system and structure throughout the day. When you travel, what is your plan? How are you doing it? You're bringing food? Are you choosing to fast through the plane ride? Are you doing X, Y, and Z in the middle of the day? If you're like, okay, I'm busy all day, so I'm going to starve myself from 9 to 5 at work, and I'm going to come home and then I'll eat and then I'll get leaner. Well, you're probably going to go home starving and have less discipline or less cognitive ability to withhold, and then you're going to cheat that day. So bringing meals with you is actually better. Eating more consistently smaller meals throughout the day will help satiate you, so you never really get that really crazy hunger cravings, and then you're better. So it's more about like your why, mentality, system, structure, all the things together that really lead to success in cutting, more so than people who obsess over it. Like, tell me the perfect macros, tell me what calories I should eat, what's the best food, what's the best supplement, all these things like that. It really all comes down to your mind. Just don't be a bitch.
Do you like the flexibility that you have now, or did you like the structure that you had before?
I love the flexibility I have now, for sure. When it comes to eating, I love, because I like eating healthy.
Yeah.
So because I enjoy eating healthy foods, I know that I'm going to stay in shape and be okay. If I was someone who was like binging and shitty food, then I would prefer that. But no, I really love flexibility. Like being able to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a protein shake because you don't want to have chicken and rice at night, or like yogurt with protein and a granola, and having Bradley's food, having her snacks, eating her leftovers. I love it. What I kind of miss is structure my day. So like in prep, it was like, I use meals as like time blocks to be like, okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna eat. And it kept me like always busy and moving forward. And I trained at the same time every day. And I'm just a creature of habit. I like being in routine. But with babies, sleep schedules, trying to help Courtney, trying to work, trying to travel, trying to mix everything up, I don't train at the same time any day of the week ever. So that I don't like. So I would like to build structure and routine back into my life, but flexibility with the foods that I eat. All right, so breakfast logged is 59 grams of protein, 20 grams of fat, 46 grams of carbs. I'll eat in the morning. As you saw, it's in a huge smoothie, so it actually fills me up. And then I get out of the house and I go train. I don't do that consistently, but today that's what I'm doing. So that's it. I'll see you guys for meal 2. All right, post-workout in the car because A, I had no fork at my gym after my workout, and B, I had no gas. So I came to the gas station while it's filling up. I'm gonna start eating this. Gonna get my calories in, so I'm not making myself too hungry so I don't binge when I go home. But this meal is supposed to be beef, but I ran out, so it's turkey. So it's 200 grams of beef mixed with turkey. I have some broccoli with #health, fiber, and then I have sweet potatoes. All right, so this meal is 44 grams of protein, 19 grams of fat, 30 grams of carbs. So still a pretty small meal, but again, those consistent meals throughout the day. I've said this numerous times before, but the way I eat is I know how much protein I get in a day, and I just always get about 200 grams of meat, 180 to 200 grams per meat, 4 to 5 times a day, and then I know I'm good. And then bulking versus cutting versus maintaining, I go within that. So I know for myself, if I'm at about 180 to 200 grams of carbs, usually I eat rice, I'm probably maintaining wherever I am because I'm always usually about the same way. If I want to get leaner, I cut that down. If I want to get bigger, I increase that. So the easiest way for me to do it, if I'm doing like a 3-week cut like this, is I cut all my carbs in the day pretty much, except for like a little bit of fruit, except for pre and post workout. So today I ate after breakfast, I had the banana and stuff, but post workout I have some carbs. Maybe the next meal I'll have a little bit more carbs as well, and then the next couple of meals will just be protein without carbs in it. And typically, if I was doing a long-term diet and trying to get really shredded over time, I would reduce the amount of carbs in all of my meals and then start pulling more from the meals away from my workout. But because it's just like, hey, fuck it, let's just get really lean really fast in 3 weeks, I'm like, get rid of all those carbs, get rid of the snacks, etc., and then just lock in for a little bit and my body can adapt. So you don't really have to think. So the more consistent you're eating all the time, you don't have to think. You're just like playing with chess pieces and moving stuff around throughout the day. But bro wants some ground beef. I said, I'm not sharing my ground beef. I'm trying to get gains, brother. I don't know what I was saying anymore. To break that all down, hit your protein goal, eat that all the time, just get that in no matter what. Make that like part of your identity, like we were talking about before, like who I am as someone who gets in, I'm 200 pounds, I get 200 grams of protein per day, divided into 4 meals, and that's it. And then you just know, bulking, more carbs, cutting, less carbs, and you just play with that. Just consistently be similar. And if you're new and you're trying to figure it all out, just track the shit out of everything. It's really not complicated. The dude hit me up about my truck.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, you can pick it up March 23rd.
Big news.
Do you think the people remember the truck story? So for those that don't remember, I bought a truck, what is it, 2026? I think I bought it in 2022. I bought an old 1978 Ford F-150 because it was always like, I always wanted an old Chevy K10 and an old 78 F-150. Bought it, $20,000 off Bring a Trailer. Had a bunch of stuff wrong with it. It was really cool. I sent it to this guy to get a new air conditioner. That was it. It is now 2026 and I still haven't gotten the car back. It was 3 and a bit years that he had my car to put a new air conditioner. He's done more work to it, but still, it was like insane. It became this running joke. Everybody that knows me thinks the car was stolen, and he just hit me up and be like, hey bro, you can pick it up March 23rd. That's it. Just like, Carl be ready to pick up March 23rd. You can send a trailer. And I'm like, okay. 3 years later, there was no sorry bro for how long it took. I know this is probably blah blah. I'm waiting for it. It was just like, I would hit him up and be like, hey bro, how's the truck? He's like, coming along. So hopefully I actually do it. It's not just another facade. I'll go to his shop and it will just be empty. Bradley probably eats better than 98% of the US population. She had wild caught salmon, some organic turkey meatballs, sweet potato, and some broccoli. That's pretty much the bulk of what she eats all the time. Her like cheat meal is like, we make chicken salad, and I give her some chicken salad. But she's a pretty badass eater. A lot of bone broth. First food she ever ate was bone marrow. She's a beast, she's locked in. Sometimes some good broccoli in the fridge, though, you need to snack on.
Broccoli?
Broccoli.
For a snack?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Soak in olive oil, salt, bake it, a little crispy. Fire.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I can get behind broccoli as a snack.
You gotta manipulate your own mind to want broccoli. So. Alright, so next meal, would be the debate in the day of whether I had carbs or not with this meal. I'm having it today because I train legs, higher volume, so I'm like, I will have it, but because it's a diet, this would be like a, depending on how much activity I'm doing, when I'm training, I would either pull or remove this. If I was not training at all today, absolutely I'd have 0 carbs. Especially when I'm having something like salmon, when there's fat in it. I always try and have, if I'm gonna have a no carb meal, I try and do it with something with a higher fat. Doesn't always work out like that, but that's optimal. But this comes to 48 grams of protein, 14 grams of fat, 43 grams of carbs, 508 calories. So not a bad little meal. And again, if I wasn't in this little cut, like a month ago when I had this meal, I'd cover it in olive oil, maybe put some ketchup on my salmon, because I'm weird and I like ketchup on my salmon. But I'm just like removing those little things that just like allow me to lose more body fat going into the food photo shoot. It's really just small daily decisions every day that can really add up and make a bigger change than you realize. So this is the meal. And this salmon Courtney gets is from, it's not a plug, I promise. I left the skin on it. I don't know if people eat the skin, but it's not me. Ian eats the skin.
It's healthy for you.
I can't get around it. But no, it's from a brand called Vital Choice, and they source like organic wild caught fish. And if you go to a grocery store and you get salmon, farm salmon tastes incredible. It's like flaky and fat and delicious. This tastes a little bit more fishy, but that's usually how you know it's wild caught. So, you know, that's life. Gotta be healthy. So, final meal. Not the final meal. Next meal. This is all I got. Alright, so last meal of the day. This is the one that actually feels like I'm dieting to the truth. I got some ground chicken, meatballs, asparagus, green beans, and a dash of ketchup. Because I'm not really dieting to the Olympics. I'm gonna have ketchup if I'm not having carbs, just to dip the meatballs in. But this has been like, I didn't really do it today, but I just have meatballs in the fridge all the time. Turkey, beef sometimes, and chicken. And I just throw them on a plate, put some ketchup, and just eat that as a meal. Then I get my protein in, satiating enough, and I move on. I'll do this like 3-4 times a day sometimes if it's all I have in my fridge. Eating chicken breast with no carbs sucks. You can't eat beef and salmon all the time. So being able to do this is like a little less fat than beef and everything, and still tastes better. So this has kind of been my hack for the last couple of weeks. Probably shouldn't eat so much ground meat, but it sucks to suck. But yeah, that's the full day of eating. I entered it into the calculator. So I'll give you guys the total. Total comes to 2,145 calories, 217 grams of protein, 84 grams of fat, and 129 grams of carbs. Oh, that's what. Usually right before I go to bed. I have one of these as like a nightcap, or I have been, just for extra protein. And they taste like you're having chocolate milk before bed, so why wouldn't you want to do that? But that's where that extra 30 grams of protein came in. So 220 grams of protein, not too shabby. Still less than I was eating before. Still maintaining and building a lot of muscle. So I think that's all I got right now. Gonna finish this. The babies are sleeping. I gotta go shower. I'll have my chocolate milk, and then we're off to bed. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'll be shredded. Photo shoot will go well, and I can eat whatever I want. The idea is you can do anything for a month. If you're like really overweight trying to change your life, it's hard because you have to change your identity. But if you're really just trying to do it for 1 month, just eat protein. Like, eat protein every meal, have carbs maybe after your workout only, and have a few days where you're not training with 0 carbs, and just like suffer for that long. And just do it, because it's not that hard, it's not that long, and you're not going to lose a lot of muscle in 4 weeks. If you did that for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and kept going, then sure, you'd lose muscle, but in a short period of time, the drastic change you would see in losing body fat would outweigh the muscle loss so that you would look better. So, I mean, that's really it. I got an ultimate guide to cutting video though. It's got a lot more information on it. If you guys want to watch it, go back and find that. That's all I got.